welcome to the Alpha Academy podcast. The Alpha Academy has been developed in partnership with Iechyd University Health Board and is part funded by the Welsh Government, led by Bangor University. Today I'll be joined by the lovely Tracey O'Neill, newly appointed lecturer at the Alpha Academy.
Thanks, Imogen. So I'm a new lecturer here at the Academy, and I will be teaching on the principles of prevention and health equity and research methods. I actually did my MSc in public health at Bangor University a few years ago. So I started my career at Bangor, and I then sort of worked as a researcher for a few years in different sort of universities, and I worked in a musculoskeletal research centre on research with all sort of chronic pain and conditions like that. And then I worked in Australia on a randomised controlled trial. And then back in the UK, I worked in the University of Belfast on a centre. I was a coordinator on the Centre of Excellence for Public Health, and we did a lot of research there on things like obesity.
Brilliant. That's really interesting. You mentioned that you worked in Australia on a randomised control trial. Could you tell us a little bit more about that and how this links with your work here that you do at Bangor?
Yeah, in Australia, I worked on a RCT that was looking at trying to prevent falls prevention in older people. So a lot of the research shows that, exercise. So we did a trial looking at the benefits of exercise, a lot of balance activities to prevent falls in older people. And there's a high prevalence of falls in Australia and in the UK with our ageing population. So it's a very important public health issue, and it was really exploring the role, which came out to be very effective, the role on looking at different exercise activities, which will relate to an awful lot of public health work in the UK, and it can help with our future research at the Academy too.
That's great. You also mentioned working in the field of musculoskeletal research. Can you discuss more about how this links to public health prevention?
Yeah, so I worked at a really good research centre in Keele University. It was all focused, specialised in musculoskeletal conditions. And I worked on a knee pain, and we worked on knee pain and back pain. And there was an awful lot of research into the chronic pain and osteoporosis conditions. And again, looking at the role of exercise, but also weight. So we were looking at obesity as well, and these sort of public health issues about how they, how preventing obesity and encouraging exercise can prevent a lot of these chronic conditions, osteoporosis and knee pain and back pain, which again are very prevalent. Again, more prevalent in the older population, which again, because we have an aging population in the UK. So it was really looking at how to prevent those conditions. And we did a lot of qualitative work. We did some qualitative systematic reviews, which was really good. And just looking at ways to prevent those kind of conditions in the older population.
Oh, that's brilliant. So I've got one final question. How do you see the future of public health developing? And also, how do you think the courses available at the Alpha Academy will equip students to better prepare for that future?
So how do I see public health developing? I mean, I think everybody's really starting to realise the importance of public health, especially with COVID over the last few years. So obviously preventing infectious diseases and pandemics is a big thing. But again, with our population in Britain, I think we have to look at public health in relation to a lot of the chronic diseases that we're seeing, our rates of obesity. So again, encouraging exercise and early childhood development is an area that I'm particularly interested about, sort of preventing things from a much earlier point of view. And I'm also interested in health inequalities and the relationship between health and poverty, and preventing an awful lot of these things early on in life. So I think the future of public health is becoming more important. Like a lot of public health, I think in Britain, we have to have this multifaceted approach. It's very sort of complex, and there's an awful lot of things that we have to think about when we're trying to prevent. I think the role of the Academy has a great role in supporting students on their courses, but also in developing research and developing specialities and developing knowledge around how to prevent these kind of conditions that we are seeing, and also learning from other countries in terms of what works in terms of prevention.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Thank you for sharing that vision, and thank you for your time today answering a few questions for me.
Thanks.
Thank you. For regular updates on the Alpha Academy, including upcoming workshops and courses, you can follow us on LinkedIn, Twitter and Facebook at Alpha Academy. Or visit our website www.bangor.ac.uk/Alpha Academy. That's bangor.ac.uk/Alpha CADEMY.